Hello again, it's Shelly, your astrologer, and I'm here with your news for January 31st through February 6th, 2022. So this is the time of year, January, February, where we have a lot of Saturn. Saturn being Capricorn and Aquarius. Those are the two signs that are ruled by Saturn. Saturn being the planet of boundaries, of structures, of telling us that we live in physical bodies, that we're tied to this earth, that we're living by rules, and also that's giving us the power to build things over time, to be able to look out into the future or look high up above us and see what it is we want to create. Do we want to create a building where we put the layers and the steps and create this physical thing that is beautiful and maintains us? Or maybe we want to create relationships or networks. Those things that we can see in other people have, but we don't understand how they got there. Maybe someone you know just has a lot of supportive friends, and the way they got there was by putting time into those friendships and by being supportive themselves. We're coming up with new solutions, we're figuring things out, and whatever it is you're desiring and whatever it is that's coming up for you emotionally, pay attention, because with all this Saturn, it can feel a little heavy. It can be emotionally challenging if we don't have systems in place to take care of ourselves. So one of the challenges that we face is to stay engaged, to be a part of society, to take responsibility for our actions, and to also take care of ourselves. These are not at cross purposes, but we just have to figure out individually what that means for us. So I encourage you to find a space and time every day, even if it's 3 minutes, to sit with yourself and just breathe. And if that's all that you're going to do, that's great. But taking that extra time is a great place to start, to make yourself feel a little bit more secure, a little bit more comfortable, and also to help you know what it is that your next steps need to be. So a couple big things for this week. One is that we are in the Mercury station practically the whole week. On February 3rd, Mercury will go direct, but from the 1st to the 6th, it's practically holding still. This is why we call it the station. So when Mercury goes retrograde and then starts to go back to forward motion, it moves very, very slowly. And during that time, it's at the exact same degree for all of those days. And so this means that with that emotional intensity that you might be feeling, there's just a lot of unknown, and it's a really important time to actually just pay attention, to just listen, to sit with yourself, and not let yourself get pulled into any sense of urgency. Things can wait for the most part, and if they can't, just trust your decision and go with it. But the Mercury station means that information comes out, and you might look to see what's happening and see what kind of information comes out. Watch what's happening in the news. On December 28th, Mercury was in the same degree that it will be at in Capricorn when it goes direct. So you might look back on your own life to see what was happening on that day or events that happened out in the world, and see if anything happens pertaining to those events. So with that station, we also have Mercury hovering very, very close to Pluto. So really, really pay attention to your thoughts. Your thoughts are so important right now. With Mercury and Pluto so close together, they can be really powerful because Pluto is about power. So think of them as thoughts, but not mandates. So when something comes into your head, it's an idea, and you can do it or you cannot do it. You can believe it or not believe it. And Pluto might be bringing you some dark thoughts, and dark thoughts aren't a bad thing, but know that, as I said, they are not mandates. So just be kind to yourself and be kind to others, and know that words have power, but they aren't the ultimate power. So the other big thing happening this week is the new moon in the sign of Aquarius, and it's happening actually on the 31st Pacific time at the end of the day. It's like 9:13 p.m. on January 31st Pacific time. And the Aquarius moon is a really powerful moon for working with those things that you can't touch and really evaluating your relationship to digital media, to social media, to electronics, to all those kinds of things, but also to your society and to those groups you belong to. And I've said this before, all those things and all those people that play a part in your life that you don't always think about. Those people you see at the grocery store, those people you drive on the freeway next to, those people that you interact with in either virtually or in person, but you don't necessarily have an intimate relationship with. This new moon is a really good time to consider that. And that moon is so close to Saturn when it's applying that it's bringing us this question of what is it that we're doing, and what is it that we need to be doing, and how are we going to go about doing it? And so I suggest just take it easy, and you don't have to create the world right now. Just consider that part of what we're creating is our own personal well-being. And by being centered and focused and genuinely caring about other people, we can take those practical steps and we can take the responsibility for ourselves and for the society that we're creating. Because that Saturn-Uranus squared that I've talked about, that you probably heard about, is going to be activated by the moon, the new moon, as it's applying. So remember that Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus, the two fixed signs butting heads, fixed signs being those signs that don't move as easily, that are more focused on their path and are not as easily distracted. So Uranus brings the innovation and the newness, and Saturn brings the tradition and the structure. And those two coming together are going to have a powerful lot to say about your personal life and the society you're creating.